Episode 8. Operation: The Sturdy Water Deer Boat and the Swift Otter Captain. Gomgom pushed through the rough current and grabbed hold of the struggling mother otter. At that very moment, the vine tied around his waist pulled taut with a sharp, sudden jerk. With a sudden creak, the knot tied around the willow tree slipped and came loose on the slippery bark. The end of the vine began to slide swiftly like a snake, straight toward the river. No! Mio dashed forward like lightning and snatched the end of the vine. He braced himself with all his strength, but he was far too small to hold the weight of Gomgom and the mother otter. Mio groaned. Just a little more. Mio's body was dragged closer and closer to the riverbank. His paws trembled, his strength fading, on the verge of letting go. Just then, there was a rustling sound from the forest, and out burst a family of water deer. "We'll help!" Papa Deer and Mama Deer ran up behind Mio and grabbed the vine with their mouths. Moments later, a passing pheasant family and a small mole family rushed in too, pulling on the vine together. When all the riverside forest families joined their strength as one, the wild vine, which had been dragging them toward the water, slowly began to slide back toward solid ground. Down in the water, Gomgom felt the vine around his waist pull taut. Now's the moment. Holding the mother otter close with one arm, he cut through the rushing current, using his free arm and legs, swimming with all his strength. At last, Gomgom climbed up onto the riverbank with the mother otter safely at his side. "Mommy!" The baby otter ran forward and flung himself into his mother's arms. "My baby, it's all right now, you're safe," the mother otter murmured, tenderly licking the soaked fur of her little one. As they watched the reunion of mother and child, relief spread across the faces of the riverside forest friends. But Mio couldn't quite smile. Watching the baby otter tucked in its mother's arms, he felt a sweet pang of envy. "My mom used to hold me like that too," Mio whispered, his voice full of longing. "Mio, you'll meet your mom soon too," Gomgom said softly, patting Mio's small shoulder. Just then, the mother otter wiped away her tears and stepped closer. "You're Mio and Gomgom, right?" she said in a gentle voice. "Thank you so much. Because of your courage, I was finally reunited with my baby." "Not at all. It was Mr. Squirrel, the water deer family, Mrs. Pheasant, and the mole family who helped us," Mio said shyly, twitching his nose. But the riverside forest friends all spoke at once. "What are you talking about? It was because you two were brave enough to step up first." After saying goodbye to their friends, Gomgom and Mio returned to the riverbank. The river was still rushing fiercely. "If we can't cross the river, we can't reach the great mountain, and then I'll never find my mom in the land of cats." Mio's ears drooped sadly. "We'll help!" At the baby otter's voice, Mio and Gomgom turned around. Before they knew it, all the riverside forest friends had gathered again. "Let's work together and help Mio and Gomgom cross the river." A river crossing operation meeting began by the riverbank. First, Mr. Squirrel shot his paw into the air. "What if we climb a tall tree and swing right across the river on a vine?" "No, that won't work. The river's too wide, and the trees are slippery from the rain," Mrs. Pheasant said, shaking her head. "Then what about digging deep and going under the river?" the mole family suggested, raising their muddy paws. This time, Papa Deer spoke up. "There's been so much rain. The ground must be soaked through. That's too dangerous." With no good idea in sight, everyone groaned and fell into deep thought. Just then, the mother otter came out of the forest and gave Mio a warm smile. Don't worry, Mio. I've checked every corner of the river. If we go a little farther downstream, the river widens and the current grows much gentler. I'll guide you there. Thank you. Then I can carry Mio across, Gomgom said, bowing politely. But Gomgom, you used up all your strength earlier when you saved the mother otter, Mio said, his eyes full of worry. At that moment, Papa Deer, who had been listening quietly, stepped forward. I'll carry Mio and Gomgom on my back and cross the river. You will, Mr. Deer? Mio asked in surprise. Yes, my back is wide and my legs are strong. Carrying the two of you across will be no trouble at all. Papa Deer gave a small, confident shrug. Mrs. Pheasant, Mr. Squirrel, and the Mole family all clapped, agreeing it was a wonderful idea. At last, the plan was decided. Its name was Operation, the Sturdy Water Deer Boat and the Swift Otter Captain. With the mother otter leading the way, everyone followed behind her, one by one, along the riverbank. After walking for a while, just as she had said, they found a place where the current flowed gently and calmly. This spot is safe, Mr. Squirrel said, clapping his paws. Papa Deer knelt down by the river's edge. Gomgom climbed onto his back first and settled into place. Mio, take my hand. Holding Gomgom's outstretched hand, Mio climbed up onto Papa Deer's back as well. Papa Deer's fur was damp from the rain, but his body felt warm and steady. Hold on tight, we're setting off, Papa Deer called bravely. Mio and Gomgom shared a quick look, then gripped Papa Deer's fur tightly. At last, Papa Deer stepped into the river. Up ahead, the mother otter swam smoothly, carefully checking the water's path. This way, the mother otter called out. The ground is firm here. Guided by the mother otter, Papa Deer strode forward, crossing the river step by step. With a powerful push against the riverbed, Papa Deer surged forward and finally climbed up onto the far riverbank. From across the riverside forest friends cheered with joy. Mio and Gomgom waved back at their friends, their arms swinging wide. Operation, the Sturdy Water Deer Boat and the Swift Otter Captain. A complete success. Mio and Gomgom leaped into the air and high-fived each other happily.